Hey everybody, I'm Geraldine Stevens and this is Adelaide Evans. I wanted to talk about fearless action today. The other day, Adelaide was telling me her story of how she came to LA and wanted to pursue her dreams, and I thought it was so fascinating. I wanted to share with you guys. So Adelaide, tell me where you came from, how you got here.
So I'm originally from Oklahoma, and then I went to school in Chicago and majored in TV writing and producing. And then I moved here when I was 23, so a year ago. And
Only a year ago?
Maybe like a year and a half now.
Oh,
so I've been here
wow.
for only a short amount of time. And yeah, I didn't know anyone when I moved out here, which is tough because a degree only gets you so far here. So I applied to a bunch of jobs online and didn't really have any luck trying to get in through the online portal systems. So I was like, okay, how can I work my way into a lot just so I can meet people?
A lot? You mean like a film lot?
Yeah, if I get onto a studio lot, then I know I can network my way in. And so I had a alumni event at Raleigh Studios, and as I was leaving, I saw two young security guards, and I was like, hey, they're here on the lot, how did they get here? And so I talked to them and they told me about how they got their jobs, and so I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So I trained to be a security guard and I got my guard card and I got my job on the lot, and I just networked my way from there. And
okay, I have to stop because never in a million years would I would think, I mean, Adelaide, a security guard, now that's fearless action.
I wasn't a very intimidating security guard. It was a process. It was an interesting job. I don't know if I'd do it again. It wasn't my passion, but
right. But it got you where it got you one step closer. You wanted to be on the lot. Now, when you were hired, what lot did they put you on?
They put me at first up at the theme park, and they told me that I was gonna get to work on the back lot, and so I just kept asking, and I was like, hey, I really want to work on the back lot, I'd be really passionate about working on the back lot. So eventually they put me there. It didn't take too long. And then it was a lot of traffic control at first, so I still wasn't quite where I wanted to be. But then sometimes I got to work on The Voice, so I would guard the door that the coaches came out of to go to the bathroom, which was really entertaining to me. And there was this guy who would always jog around, and I'd always wave hi to him or try to be friendly. And then one day he walked past me and I was like, hey, what do you do here besides jogging? And he was like, oh, I'm a producer on The Voice. So I was like, okay, that's my in, play it cool. And he walked around again and I was like, okay, if I wanted to be a PA on the show, would I have to know someone, or could I apply online just to kind of talk to him about it?
Just so you guys know, a PA in the film industry is a production assistant. So it's the bottom level of where you start out in production. Yeah,
and so he was like, oh, just send me your resume. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And I didn't know if anything would come from it. Maybe he was just being polite. But 2 weeks later, I was at my internship and I got a call from one of the contestant coordinators, and they brought me on.
And by the way, that producer is one of our top executive producers.
Yeah, it's great. What are the chances? It worked out.
So Adelaide decided she wanted to share her story with me, which I thought was so fascinating. And she wants to be in scripted. So I actually emailed your resume. When I asked you, do you have a resume? She said, yes, it's amazing, which honestly wasn't the answer I thought I was going to get, but you were preparing for the opportunity.
Yeah.
So I emailed it to my friend. She runs, she's the VP of management over 6 Amazon scripted productions. And so we don't know what's happening there yet, but it just goes to show you when you actually put it out there to people, you're taking your fearless action and doing the work and being prepared, things are going to happen for you. And you've only been here a year and a half. So I just wanted to share this story with you guys. This is Adelaide Evans.